Hi, welcome to Coffee with Pastor. We're going to talk coffee, current events at Grace Fellowship of Lexington, morning walk with Pastor Jim Schreiner, and we're going to also just have some great time of fellowship, talking about things in the Word, things that are on our hearts, what God's doing here at our church. We invite you to listen, to watch, to join us, get a cup of coffee, and just enjoy your time with us. Thank you. All right.
Pow!
Oh, that's what we need is pyro.
Yes. We need like fireworks going off behind us, and well, no, it's a little too close.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
We'll just go back to
we
all
almost
right,
set Joe's
all
hair
right,
on
all
fire.
right.
But yeah, welcome back to Coffee with Pastor. I'm Jason, and we have the best pastor ever.
Ever in the history of forever,
In
at
history
least
forever.
here at Grace Fellowship in Lexington for the right now.
Yeah. Pastor Jim Schreiner.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
It is good to be,
It is
very,
good to be
very
back.
good to be back. And we're in the middle of March Encounter.
Yes.
Powerful, powerful week. If you haven't been able to come out and join us, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have, thanks for coming out. But
We're in the sanctuary.
we're in the sanctuary. Praise God, we're in the sanctuary.
Yes.
HVAC is better than it was new, actually,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. It's finally set up the correct way, wired correctly, and God's good. He's
Yes.
faithful.
Amen.
He really is. Fix my shirt. I want to show off my shirt.
Oh, what you got there?
We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Because the coffee we're doing this week, it's actually from a coffee company in Goodfield, Illinois. I was just up there
Goodfield,
a week and a half ago with Pastor Bob and Debbie, ministered for them in their church, in the Bible school there, and then for Pastor Mike and Rachel Forbes in Pekin. And so Friday, Pastor Bob and I went to his granddaughter's basketball game. She was playing in the semifinals of the state
Oh, that's
in high school, and
that's
actually
impressive.
they won state.
They
They went
did.
back the next day and won it. But we went to this place, and it's a Christian coffee shop called Revive.
Okay.
And so bought a T-shirt, coffee and roasting.
Revive Coffee and Roasting established.
Established 2021, and the story behind it, the coffee's good. A great coffee shop, really, really a nice thing, or a nice place, and no sponsorship here. But the story behind it is what I was so impressed with.
Yeah.
She, in college, or in high school, took a class about entrepreneurship. And in that, you could visit local businesses and find out, an area that you'd like to get into.
You had told me, but that is awesome.
And so she went to a coffee roaster and decided I wanted to get into coffee roasting. Through this class, they put her together with an internationally known coffee roaster and helped train her. And she started out with a real small roaster like most people do, and now she's got a full-size roaster. I took pictures while I was there. And she would send samples to this roaster, and he would give her, critique it and tell her what she needed to do differently.
Yeah.
And so right out of high school, started roasting coffee. And she did, a few bags a week that she would sell. And then she started selling more of it, bought a better roaster, and now has opened a coffee shop.
That's cool.
Right out of high school.
That's impressive.
So she's been open for 5 years now. 2021 is when she started the roaster. And I think the coffee shop just opened last year. But just a cool story. I love that.
That is cool. I mean, we talked about UK having a certificate program I'm not sure exactly what path it is or what you get out of it. It's a certificate
And
or
the
degree.
coffee's good.
Yeah, well, I had a sip.
This is very smooth coffee. It's an interesting thing. I'm a huge fan of Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
I love Mike Rowe. I loved his show Dirty Jobs. He's got another one out called Somebody's Got to Do It.
Mm-hmm.
That's a newer series. And then he did a one-season series that is one of my favorite that he's ever done called 6 Degrees of Separation.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Okay.
you got to watch it. It goes through history, and it follows threads through history.
Okay.
Just as an example, and I'm going to butcher it, terrible use of words for what it's about, but
Okay.
where the Wilson Sporting Goods Equipment Company came from. It actually came from a problem of butcher houses in Chicago that actually came for a need for meat during the Civil War.
Okay.
And so cattle became very, very needed because the guys were starving on the battlefield. So anyway, long story, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but they were just, when they would gut the cows, they would just throw it into the river.
Oh.
And so the river was, needless to say, getting stopped up, and it was dangerous because of disease. And so Wilson came up with a way to make tennis racket string out of the insides of cows, out of the intestines. And that's how Wilson, I mean, it goes back to the Civil War and a cook deciding they need protein.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really interesting show. I wish he'd done more of them.
Yeah. It's amazing how many things come out of an odd thing, like that. Never intended it to be this.
There's an old saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
And it's when you need something, you figure out a way to make something work.
Well, our daughter Charlie, she gave a presentation at her school. They got to pick a history, like a toy thing or something. I can't remember exactly if it was just toys, but she did the Slinky, and it was literally
Oh, that's cool.
It was a manufacturer. I think it had to do with airplanes or something. I'm not sure, but it was a manufacturer, a guy at a warehouse or a assembly line. He knocked over some sort of coil, and it went down the stairs. And he said, "That's genius," and then literally took those and made Slinkies.
Mom and I started watching, Elizabeth and I started watching a show, and I wish I remember the name of it, but Henry Winkler is the host of it.
Uh-huh.
And it looks at old toys and things that used to be okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of them, there was actually a science kit you could buy for your child that came with radioactive material in it so you could make a radioactive cloud.
That is crazy.
I mean, it's the same company that did the Erector set, and he came out with, science projects. He did one where you could make your own beakers and flasks.
Uh-huh.
So you blew your own glass. So it had a torch.
And these are for kids?
These are for kids.
A child's toy?
We didn't watch the whole thing, but the funniest one, I mean, I remember that lawn darts. We used to take lawn darts, throw them straight up in the air, and who would stay there the longest. And I'm still alive.
Yeah, you're still here.
But he did this guy, before there was any regulatory commissions or anything about amusement parks, this guy did a water park, and he had this slide that you went straight down a hill, and there was an upside-down loop in the tube. And so if you didn't get enough speed,
you're stuck.
You got stuck, and you couldn't climb out because you had to go around the tube, and you couldn't climb up this 60-foot thing. So they would have to throw a rope down.
In its water?
In the water.
Oh, man.
To let the kids climb back up. So then finally they figured out, hey, let's put an escape hatch in it. So they put an escape hatch in the bottom of it. But then this is the crazy thing. This thing was open for like 3 months. They couldn't get anybody to test it after he built it.
I bet.
He tried to get his own son to test it, and he wouldn't. Offered him $100, so he would hire teenagers, pay him $100 just to go down this slide. So then it opens to the public. You never know what you're going to hear on Coffee with Pastor. So they open it to the public, and and it's starting to work. You know, they've worked out some of the kinks, and they're noticing the kids are coming out bleeding. I mean, gashes out of their skin. And so they're trying to figure out what's going on, and they found out teeth were getting knocked out and embedded into the side of the tube.
Oh, my goodness.
And finally, 3 months, they finally stepped in and shut it down. Anyway, so if you're a product of the 1900s, congratulations on making it to adulthood.
You have survived. Oh, wow.
Anyway, it's an interesting show. I can't wait to watch the rest of them.
Yeah. But, you brought that up. I was thinking Mike Rowe as well. There's so many things that I feel like a lot of maybe younger people feel like there's this. I know I did. I felt like after high school, you have to go to college.
Yeah.
And you have to have, you have to do, there's a formula.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I can't say that I was really listening or praying about what God's direction was. It was just, well, this is what my friends are doing, and this is what you do.
Yeah. And it's sad because I've said it for years. I'll continue to say it. that if you're making your decisions, your career decisions based on money, the money will never be enough. You'll always be searching for more. And the key is, okay, God, where do you want me? What do you want me to be doing? And so what's happened, bringing up Mike Rowe, what's happened in our nation is there was such a push toward the professional fields. You know, the doctors, the lawyers, the nurses, the, scientists, the teachers, and all that kind of stuff, that all the trades now, these guys are retiring. These men and women are retiring. What do you mean by trades, Pastor? I mean carpenters, electricians, plumbers, welders, think HVAC techs. And
even just handymen.
And handymen, just general handymen, they're dying or retiring. And so there is a vacuum of skill that needs to be filled. And I mean, like right now, I'm not promoting anything, but right now, welders, if you're willing to travel and you have your license to weld, you'll start at 6 figures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then if you'll get your underwater certification and work on an oil rig, you'll write your own ticket.
That's cool.
And so it really, I love what you said, Jason. Just pray about it. What did God say? Because I was doing what I thought would be a good idea when I was in college. I was doing what I thought my parents wanted me to do and what I was being pushed toward the medical. I was pre-med. I was a chemistry major, which is kind of funny. I remember when I went back to my high school chemistry.
You had that beaker set, didn't you?
I did. I had the uranium set that I could. It didn't affect me.
No.
But I went back to my high school chemistry teacher, and I told him, I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm a chemistry major." And he goes, "No, seriously." And he literally laughed out loud.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
And so I had to bring him my class schedule, and I will never forget his response. He looks at my class schedule and he goes, "This looks like somebody that's a chemistry major."
You're like, yeah, that's what I said.
So I was.
Amen.
But anyway.
Oh,
I think this thing I'm doing is going to work out.
I think it's working pretty good. Yeah.
God's been very, very good to me.
Is your hair supposed to glow in the dark from that chemistry set? Sorry. I'm sorry. Don't spit your coffee.
Yeah, really. Hold on just a second. Somebody's talking to me from Texas.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We are only kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Amen. Well, sorry.
We got one other coffee thing to
Yes.
talk about. We talked about that. We kind of alluded to this last week. And so Jason Avanzini, very good friend of ours, he's actually preached last night at our conference. He keeps me supplied in Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak is the most expensive coffee in the world. And so for Christmas this year, he sent me this gift kit or gift set.
Yeah.
And very happy. I opened it up, and it took me a little while to get to it because I have a lot of people bring me coffee, and I greatly appreciate it. And so I opened it up. It's crazy. It's got a whole booklet of what Kopi Luwak is, and actually has a certificate of authenticity that comes with it. That's signed. I mean, it's proof that it is the real thing. And so it comes with 2 bags. I mean, this is well done. I mean, it's expensive coffee. This is how the bags of coffee come. Of course, it's whole bean. But
I felt bad. I know you're getting. I had asked him. I said, "What is the name of the animal that you get Kopi Luwak?" And he looked at me and goes, "They're called luwaks. This is literally wild luwak coffee. The animal is called a luwak."
So I texted Jason when I finally opened this, and it was back in February I opened it, and I texted him and I said, "Do you have any idea what came in that gift set you gave me?" He goes, "Yep." I think he said that's 3/5 of the reason I sent it to you. I don't know where the 3/5 came from. But in it is this.
So viewers, you can see it.
Okay, so that's
might have to zoom in.
Digested and released coffee bean.
Coffee beans.
And so we'll leave that there for you to look at.
There you go.
Can figure it out on your own.
To listeners of the podcast, if you're not viewing it, in literally what is basically it is I'm trying to think of the name of it.
It's encased in acrylic.
Acrylic,
and
that's
it looks
the word.
like a Payday
Yeah.
candy bar.
So inside a block of acrylic, kind of frozen in time here, is a clump of Kopi Luwak in the raw. You see those sugar packets, sugar in the raw? This is Kopi Luwak in the raw.
And anyway, but we've talked about it before. Sarah Huster, Pastor Eric's wife, and Julie Huster, Pastor Eric's sister, went to Indonesia last year.
Yeah.
And they actually went to where Kopi Luwak is produced. And Sarah told me, she said, after you see how it's treated and sanitized and all that, she goes, you have no problem at all drinking it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm holding it here. It's really not what I expected, to be honest.
So anyway, the idea behind it, why in the world would anybody drink that? Because the animal only eats the ripest berries. Now, I understand coffee is a berry. It's not a bean.
Yeah. I didn't know that until we started this podcast.
So they will only eat the ripest berries, and they can't digest them. So they pass right through.
Mm-hmm.
And, you think, well, there's a lot of stuff grown in horse poop and cow poop. And but anyway, it's not just the fact that that's how it's produced. It is very, very good coffee.
It is a very excellent coffee.
It's very low acidity, excellent flavor. So I've had a number of people that, I'll never drink that. And then they drink a cup and it's like, wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Josh Springer was one.
Mm-hmm.
He said, there is no way. And one of the times that Jason sent me some, he sent it with his grandfather, Brother John Avanzini. Brother John had come by himself, and I picked him up from the hotel, and he had a bag of it. It was a gift bag, and he had it, and he goes, get this out of my hand.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Once you know, though.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that'll go on my shelf now. It's been on the podcast. So anyway.
There you go.
This is really good coffee.
It is. I'm actually.
It's a shout out to Revive. I'm going to.
Yeah, it's very good. I don't usually drink a lot of, I do drink black coffee, but it's very good without anything in it.
It really is very smooth. Again,
So,
March and Counter.
Counter. We're in the middle of that. Sunday, we have one service.
One
this coming
service
Sunday.
Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We do that to help our volunteers and our staff after a conference.
Yeah.
It makes it much easier on everybody. It's one service. And then again on Resurrection Sunday, which is April 5th.
Yes.
We will only have one service. And that makes it easier because it is a family day. That's the main reason we do that. And if you're going to go out to eat or you have a Resurrection Sunday dinner, makes it a little easier not getting out of church at 1:15 or 1:30.
Yeah.
So we do that.
Yeah.
And we're back in the sanctuary. Praise.
Yes. And we're anticipating really good weather for Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, we had, the day we're filming this, we had to do it later because I got out in it. It was
we had snow early
and
this week.
Ice Tuesday morning, and I left the townhouse. Now, it normally takes me about 25 minutes to get to the office.
Yeah.
I made it a third of the way in an hour and 10 minutes.
That is wild.
It was just bumper to bumper traffic, people getting stuck, people wrecking. Every time we hit a hill, I was passing people.
Yeah.
I have all-wheel drive in my car, and I would just go around. The funniest, we were going up this hill, and there was this guy in a pickup truck, and he got about two-thirds of the way up the hill and just sat there spinning. So I pulled out, and I went around, and I got behind him. I went around him, and he went,
like, dude, what do you want me to do?
You're in a little a Cadillac SUV, and you're just driving around. I'm in a truck.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It was bad. I hope everyone was safe.
Yes.
I saw that the Lexington Police Department even put out a thing through the news, said that they were not going to respond to any non-injury collisions. They had received so many calls. They're like, if it's not injury, take insurances and go on your way.
Yeah, it was. I can't tell how many I passed, and I just turned around and went back because there was no point.
Yeah.
And if you're not comfortable driving in it, don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. Elizabeth will stay at home.
Yeah.
No, there's no place I need to be.
And again, and if you are comfortable, I know, like me, I'm fairly comfortable driving in those kind of things, as long as the vehicle I'm in is competent enough.
Yes.
When we have one vehicle that's all-wheel drive and one that is not.
Yeah.
It has like snow mode, which changes the shift points and helps you out a little bit. But I'm like, I know when we get out in that one, I'm like, no, it can't do it.
There's no comparison to the all-wheel drive.
And then you'll have someone in a little front-wheel drive, I'm trying to think of
a little weed eater
a
with
Ford
four wheels.
Escort, and they're like, I'm like, what are you doing out here?
I know.
But
anyway.
So yeah, Resurrection Sunday. That's April 5th, right around the corner. That's going to be an awesome day. I mean,
Yes,
that's
it is.
I think what we call it our Super Bowl.
Yeah, a lot of pastors do. This is our Super Bowl, and it is and it isn't. But you do have a lot of people that come that normally aren't in church.
Yeah.
And we're not against that. We don't talk down to them. We don't like, oh, nice that you show. No, I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah.
And, well, they only come twice a year, Pastor. At least they're coming.
Yeah, we're just excited because it's a big day.
Exactly. It's the day that everything we believe in is based on.
Yeah.
That's what it is to us. Well, this is not the day that he rose from the dead. No, it's the day we honor that.
Yeah.
That's all that is. But anyway, we're not going to go down that road.
No. And to be honest, I didn't even realize it changed dates until recently. I didn't. It was like Sorry, I didn't know it was like Thanksgiving. Like it's not always.
It's always a Sunday, so the date has to be.
It is always a Sunday.
Anyway, you got anything else? Just moving right along.
Moving along. So, I wanted to ask you as far as the topic today. I think we've kind of talked about a little bit of this. It could be your job or college or something. I was really curious. The account of Elijah. I think Elijah. It's either Elijah or Elijah. But it said that go to the brook Cherith.
Yeah, Elijah.
And the ravens will feed you there, and you'll drink from the brook, and the brook dried up. And so that part of Scripture, it can be, obviously there's a whole lot of teaching, a whole lot of stuff in that area, and stuff that he was doing, and then the stuff that we bring out from what he went through to things that we go through in our own lives. But like the brook drying up, that sometimes that happens, whether it's a resource, a job, a plan that we had or something, whatever it is, and it's time to move on. Now, obviously, you want to follow God's direction.
Yeah.
But sometimes people stay there in those times, and they're like, I'm thinking of when they smote the rock. Smote. Yeah. I never use that in language.
Smote.
Smote. But, some Christians, I think, would be like, I need to find a rock to hit and get water going again.
One of my favorite things about that account with Elijah is it says the brook dried up. Then I think it's verse 7 says, then the word of the Lord came to Elijah.
Yeah.
And I think the key is that we're not basing our life decisions on circumstances. Because a lot of us, I'm saying us, a lot of us would have seen the brook beginning to dry up and decided it's time to move.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't the brook drying up that made Elijah move.
No.
It was the word from the Lord that made him move. And I think that's huge, that too many times we let circumstances dictate to us. And if you make a decision to alleviate the immediate pressure, chances are really good your decision's going to be wrong. I've done it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what seems the easiest right now. Sometimes it's not a 100% truth, but sometimes doing what God has called you to do is the difficult thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the easy thing. And so I have to know what the will of the Lord is before I make my decision. And that's to me, that whole account of Elijah, to me, it's the most important part of it, is the brook dried up, then the word of the Lord came to him. He did not move before that.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, the worldly expression is you can't keep beating a dead horse. And Oral Roberts, I know we've shared it here before, but Oral Roberts, I heard it from him, many years ago, back in the 1900s, that he said, besides my wife, I'm not married to anything. And what he meant by that was, I will try anything that I feel is the direction of God, but I am always open to change directions.
Yeah.
If I get into it, Paul said, I wanted to go here, but it didn't seem right to me. I wanted to go here, and it seemed right to me. So he was always wanting to go, but always open, not even to hear the voice of God, but to trust what seemed right to him. That was, to us, it was letting your seamer decide.
Yeah.
We did it with our kids, with where they were going to go to college. We would go to campus and let's see what seems right to you. Christian knew she was supposed to go to UK, and then she was supposed to go to Texas for a while. James, believe it or not, high school boy wanted to go to Florida to go to school.
Yeah.
Knew he was called to go to Bible college. And I said, that's fine. Let's visit some schools first. So he went and visited World Harvest. And as soon as we went on campus, he said, Dad, I feel like this is it. Did the same thing with Elisa. We went down to Christ for the Nations. That's where she felt to go. We drove on campus, and she looked at me and she said, Daddy, this feels like home to me. And so, again, that's the most important thing to me is don't move until you know it's God.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing what God has called me to do until he tells me to do something differently.
Yeah. I think, too, is like you said, the word of the Lord, knowing that God is your source and not a stream or not the birds. And, of course, obviously this isn't right out of Scripture, but in our life, it's not your job or your education. You know, I know I have leaned on that of, having a good job and good income, which is, it's all good.
It's good to have a good job and good income. There's nothing wrong with that.
But of falling into the mindset of, especially in my vocation, as a tech guy in my everyday job, that LinkedIn is always sending, here's another open position, pays more, does and you're or I don't even know how often I'll get someone that sends me something on Indeed or LinkedIn. Hey, we think you'd be a good fit for this, and.
No,
I know you get them too.
It's one of the funniest things. I actually got a text message while I was preaching for a job offer. I just stopped and I asked the congregation, I said, all right, who put my name out there? I want to know who's not happy with what's going on. And you get them. A lot of them are spam. A lot of them are real. They're looking for pastors. They're looking for somebody with leadership qualities. And you have to know where you're called to be. It's kind of like getting married. I remember Pastor Callahan used to say it all the time, and it's so true. There's only one thing worse than being married, and it's wishing you weren't. Or no. He said,
I was like, hold on.
Let me back that up. There's only one thing worse than if you're not happy with it.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. There's only one thing worse than being single, and it's wishing you were.
Oh, yeah.
Please let me back that up. But there's nothing wrong with being single.
Yeah.
That's that. But the point is, there's so many people that have this idea of I've got to get married, and that's what's going to make me happy, and this is what I've got to do. And if you're not happy now, you're not going to be happy married.
Oh, no.
And there's going to be two people that are miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that didn't go the way I wanted it to, so I apologize to single people. Nothing wrong with being single.
That's why you went to the widow's house.
Yeah. And it's funny because even that, God told him to go to the widow's house. I just have this idea that Elijah had this idea. I got it made now.
Yeah.
I have passed the test. And then he gets there and she goes, we're going to eat one more meal and die.
He's like, I think I've got the wrong widow.
Yeah. Is there a rich widow in town? Anyway.
Yeah. But even directions, we've talked about it on the podcast a little bit. But like when we did, obviously we've done some, or I say we, the church has had some major upgrades to things, whether it's our HVAC or the roof. And I'm sure that the pressure, temptation of I could do it this way cheaper or you said God said fix the roof, and normally or in the past you'd been like, all right, let's get at it.
Let's go. I would have hired somebody, or I would have got let's see how we can fix it. I was even looking at changing out the flashing on it and doing all this kind of stuff, and I'm realizing God will let you do as much as you want. And the truth is, God will let you do as much as you don't trust him for. Now, we've got our part.
Yeah.
But, one of the phrases I make sure people know about me is I hate cheap. I hate patchwork, and you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. But if we're going to do something, we are going to do it as good as we possibly can because we're representing the kingdom.
Yeah.
And the key is, what has God said to do? And I think that's where we miss it, is we decide what we want to do, and then we want God to fund it.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I've tried to manipulate God. I've tried to make him feel sorry for me. God, you're going to look bad if you. And the Lord's like, I ain't going to do this. This was all on you anyway. But the key is listening. And even with our roof, and we've shared it, I went back and asked him, okay, how?
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. And we did exactly what God told us to do, and God did what he promised.
Yeah.
It ain't rocket science.
That's right. What is it? Listen and obey.
Listen and obey. It ain't rocket science. Just listen and obey.
But you can get a kit with rocket science. And sorry, I know you're tricking again.
We sat there laughing, thinking, I was like, oh my goodness. The stuff that was okay, a science kit for kids that came with uranium.
That is wild. I have seen those like band toys, and a bunch of them are due to magnets. Apparently, kids eat magnets like you wouldn't believe. So don't let your kids eat magnets.
Wow. That's something you never thought. Now, that's the funny thing. If you see a warning label on anything, it's because somebody has done it.
Yeah.
Like, we got a microwave years ago, and it had a warning, do not dry your cat in the microwave.
Oh, wow.
I'm not exact. I promise you I'm not kidding.
And it's because somebody.
You got to poke holes in them first because, like a potato. I'm sorry for you cat lovers. I'm just kidding. Sorry. But I remember when we got I know we're out of time, but we go as long as we want. I remember when we got our first microwave when I was a kid. And even as a kid, I was probably 11 or 12 years old, and we get this microwave, and it's this magic box.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just put food in it, and don't put metal in it, we'll all die.
Yeah, it'll blow up.
And I can remember going in, you wanted to watch. I wanted to see what happened, and my mom's like, get away from the microwave! And I'm thinking, if this thing is this dangerous,
why is it in our home?
Why is it in our home? You're trying to get rid of me. That's what you're doing. I still remember that. I was like 12 years old thinking, if it's this, I can't stand in front of it.
Yeah.
Why did you bring this in here?
If you can't stand in front, why does it have a viewing window?
A window.
Yeah.
Really.
What's the viewing window anyway?
I remember my mom talking about when they got their first washing machine and it had a window in the front, and they used to sit and watch it. I said, you had a boring childhood.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. You've even said back then there was only 3 channels, so it's like we have a 4th channel.
We have a 4th channel.
It's a lot of spinning.
Man, you put a piece of metal in the microwave and it's awesome. It's better than TV.
I'll be honest. I know we're out. I did put a CD in the microwave one time.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was electrifying.
It does. It sparks.
It sparks.
And then you're told that your whole life is going to blow up if you put metal in it. And then you watch Mythbusters, and they're putting aluminum foil in it just to watch it spark. And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, wait a second.
That they're trained professionals, I guess.
Yeah, and they're behind a plexiglass.
That's true.
Protecting window.
Yeah, plexiglass saves you from everything. We found that out during COVID.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Anyway,
this has been a good episode.
It's been fun anyway. I don't know how much you've learned or how much we've helped you, but sometimes you just need a good laugh.
Yeah. Speaking of a good laugh, no, I was kidding. Don't miss out tomorrow night. Pastor Jim Schreiner.
Final night of
is the
March
icing
Encounter.
on the cake ending finale to March Encounter.
Friday nights are always good, and I don't say that because I'm preaching, but it is kind of like the culmination of the week. And more often than not, we'll lay hands on everybody.
Yeah.
I believe strongly in the laying on of hands. I know I've had that. I've been prayed over so many times, and I know a lot of the anointings that I walk in are because of that. I believe in the transfer of anointing. So, man, if you can make it out tomorrow night, I'd love to see you. I know God's going to move. I know we're going to see bodies healed and lives changed.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Thank you all.